actually have a track called Shine My Light. It's still in production. It's going to be done soon. I'm
Cool.
putting it on. And it, the track, the hook, chorus is, at times of darkness, all I need to do is shine my light and shine it bright. You know, I like just shine it bright. Why? Because I got the right. I'm a human being. I'm here and like living life, and so are you. We all have that right to shine too.
So we've got so you talked about number 10. So our number was 37 when we add up our birth date numbers.
Yeah.
And then you've added the 3 and the 7 to get 10. And then you've broken down 10 into 1 and 0. So 10 doesn't have any meaning in the system. We've actually got to break it up into the two things. So
In
you
this
look at
system,
the 1 and the 0.
Yeah, in the life purpose system, yeah,
Okay.
that's how you do it. You look at them as individuals.
So 1 again is about what?
Creativity and confidence.
Creativity and confidence. So what you said to me before is that if I can work through my number 3, which is expression and sensitivity, if I can become essentially more expressive and more sensitive, or how does it? What's
more
the
expressive,
goal?
and I think in this case it's less sensitive,
Right.
hypersensitive.
Right.
In astrology, it's like Cancerian, like so sensitive, and no, like sensitivity is good when it's empathy, but not sensitivity as in hypersensitive because of the ego, because all people are listening or watching.
Or I'm going to be powerful. That honestly, that's really one of the biggest problems that I feel consciously, is that if I own my power, then I'm overpowering to other people.
Yes.
But that's me being too sensitive about what they're at.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
then down here we've got, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
Exactly.
As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
That's so beautiful. It's so true. Truth just resonates with everyone. That's what I love about these philosophers and these quotes, and that's what I love about this day and time and age. You know, people's status updating, constantly just like,
Yeah.
truth is just so, it reflects in all of us. Yeah, we automatically liberate others. That's why. Shine your light, shine it bright, you got the right, and others will shine with you too.
So I've got to bring down my hypersensitivity, so there's some kind of more appropriate level of sensitivity, that I'm not too sensitive for pushing people, kind of prodding them and stirring them up, right? Because I had to keep my mouth shut when I was 11, so I'm still keeping my mouth, or I'm far more open and expressive now than I was, but it's a journey, right?
It's a journey.
But yeah, to open that up. And then jumping to the 7, tell me again.
The trust and openness.
Trust and openness, and then when I combine that, reduce that hypersensitivity and become more expressive, and then trust that people can handle it, or trust other people, whatever that means for me personally, and be more open, then I can progress to this 1 and the 0. Right? And the 1 being
creative genius.
Creative genius, I like the sound of that.
Just creative genius, you know? So just confident in self, confident and yeah.
Creative genius and confidence, and the 0 you said is intuition.
Intuitive, like it's just an amazing way of connecting dots, and as you're creating like some, just very, very almost all creativity I think is divine. But again, remember we were saying it's a double-edged sword. It can be used to construct or destroy. So it's having that extra sensitivity to what exactly how you're expressing creativity, so that when you are using it to construct, to build, then it's just like, it is creative genius. It's brilliant. Brilliant, which is a term that just means light, shining, bright. Back to that theme. But
so let's just finish off with the 8 and 9, and then
8 and 9, right? Okay, so the 8 is, the symbol is infinity, right? Constantly replenishing itself, and it's actually number worshipped highly recognized by many ancient cultures and civilizations, the Asians as well. it means abundance and power.
Mm-hmm.
And it has all to do with politics and all to do with just power, not just political power, but inner power. And basically, in a nutshell, when you see the abundance in the universe, then you feel empowered. But when you feel scarcity, then you feel powerless. Remember, the power comes from within initially. And in the Celestine Prophecy, a book that I loved, a lot of what was in there, it explains how we live in a time where, because we're so disconnected from Source, from the power of Source, we take it from each other. We fight for it from each other. But the key is to be empowered by seeing the abundance in the universe, the abundance of love. You know, don't get too sort of caught up on a breakup. Don't get too caught up on the loss of a job. There's a million more soulmates and there's a million more jobs out there that you can, opportunities, exactly, possibilities. That's probably 8 in a nutshell.
Okay.
And 9 is integrity and wisdom.
Uh-huh.
It completes the cycle, and it represents, what's the difference between wisdom and knowledge? What would you say?
Wow, that's going to be a big subject. So
we're going to go over time. We'll do this in a couple parts.
Wisdom and knowledge.
This is important.
Okay, well then let me dig into this. First, the word education. Wisdom and knowledge relates to education. So I know that the root meaning of education comes from the Latin educare, which means to draw forth or to draw forth from within.
From within.
So this is real education. Is not what the teachers or the gurus or your buddies or whatever they tell you, because that's information or it's giving you ideas. But to really own knowledge is to draw forth from within what is really inside yourself, and how you judge things and how you understand things and what it means, the meaning and significance to information as it relates uniquely to you. That to me is education, and that to me is real knowledge rather than just information.
Right.
And so wisdom, extending from the idea there of knowledge, wisdom, I guess maybe is the appropriate or measured application of knowledge, so that you're not
application.
Application.
Absolutely, that's the word. That's the key word. Application of that knowledge, and that requires integrity.
Right.
Because no matter how much I know I need to do, a good stretching warm up before I go and start doing all the crazy stunts that I do, for example. To know is not enough, though. And Bruce Lee also said to know is not enough. We must apply. And I know he was quoting someone else. He was probably quoting someone else.
Well, I'll give you on Your Wish Is Your Command, Kevin Trudeau. And this hit me when I first heard Your Wish Is Your Command. He said to know. He quotes Leo Buscaglia, who's I think an Italian philosopher. He said to know and not to do is not to know.
Is not to know.
Right?
I just came to that part. It was in part 2, I think, or 3.
Yeah.
I just heard that part, exactly. It's true, it's just, to know and not do is to not know.
So you're saying wisdom relates to the application, which is doing what you supposedly know, and you don't know it until you're doing it.
My favorite was in the movie, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. That's Dan Millman's, it's a book it's a movie based on his book, which is based on his life. And
I had that book on my shelf when I was a kid. I think I read about half of it.
I have the DVD. We'll watch it actually, maybe this week. Amazing movie. Oh my god. But Nick Nolte, who played this part of Socrates, he calls him. He's at a gas station, and he makes a point to when he's saying like, what's the difference between wisdom and knowledge? He asks him. He goes. Throws him the squeegee, or no, he goes, do you know how to clean a windshield? And he's like, yeah. He throws him the squeegee. He goes, now do it. That's wisdom. It's doing. It's applying. And otherwise, knowledge is just information, like you said. But another thing, Napoleon Hill, if we quote just before we wrap this up, Napoleon Hill speaks about knowledge being powerful, but only when organized. Organized knowledge is powerful. Otherwise, knowledge is actually destructive power.
Right. It's a distraction, or it dilutes your focus.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So it's important to organize that knowledge, and beware those who claim to be knowledgeable. That's why they say, like, just lead by example, speak less, do more. And if you're going to disseminate knowledge, make sure there's a filter. And discretion is so important when disseminating knowledge. Who are you disseminating to, and what are you going to share to what degree? You don't want to scare people. And we live in the age of information, so it's so important to really understand that.
Then it comes to ADD, kind of the mentality that we've all got, because we've got so much input going on, and it's all trying to manage it and balance it. And
oh my God, I got 3 types of ADD that was diagnosed with. I'm the spokesperson for ADD. It's like, ADD, easy as 1, 2, 3. I can think a million thoughts all at the same time, but I don't really know if we're gonna do anything about it. Because it's just thinking, like, but to apply. That's it, man. Apply the information. Anyways, thank you for that.
Yeah, we're gonna carry on. We're gonna do more, but
lots more. This is just one of many.
And you can see that we've got so many topics that we can just branch off in so many directions. So you are watching video for yourevolutionnow.net.
Yes.
Come and join us, and we'll see you again very soon.
You bet.